Hold your ears, folks. It's showtime.
It's flip-hop. And YTLug. I'm glad for those people that have subscribed. There's a problem that I got right now. No one's submitting any videos on any of the video response. No video responses from anybody. No demos. No one even sending messages on it going, "Hey, I'd like to do that. Hey, I got something for you really cool." Nah, I don't get it. But so I decided to go ahead and just start off with one. This is supposed to be Linux in general. I'm just going to talk about something I personally believe is an opinion of mine, and that is at my computer store here. We're talking about commercial and open source software. Before I started my business, I used to do this as just doing consulting, doing networking, repairing computers from place to place. You know, I was kind of like the on-call repairman. You know, you call me up, I would schedule time, I come to your house, I do web pages on the side for some people, some businesses, create company logos. You know, that's how I started. And then eventually, once I sold my house and took a percentage of my house, I went and got myself a computer store, and gaming cafe, and you know. But one thing that I got also into is the Microsoft partnerships and stuff like that, and McAfee. I was pretty much thinking that, you know, the XP thing was doing well, and I knew people were looking for XP. The reason I got the partnership I went into it was, you know, I knew that people wanted it, and things were good. And I was also given the betas releases of it, and I wasn't really impressed because I saw frustrations. And as of today, I'm almost nearly 200 installations of Ubuntu. I give the CDs at the front register. Some were donations, but now I'm starting to see a little more lapse where I'm actually having customers going, "Here, I will pay you to install this and teach me how to use this operating system." For instance, right over here, I got a customer of mine just bringing his computer over here because someone at his internet provider said that they don't support his operating system. So he found out there was actually nothing wrong with his computer. The problem was with his internet provider. What I'm seeing is that people are not having as many problems with it at all. And I'm starting to, you know, I started to evaluate what kind of customers I get and what their demands are from their computer. And there's always this new software, new feature that they always add to new computers, and I find that a lot of people don't even know they even are on their computer. I remember the whole entire time, you know, years past trying to work on someone's computer, they really didn't use all the software that they were given when they was prepackaged with it. Software like Music Match and just a lot of bloatware and crapware. The problem is that when I went into this business, I thought people wanted a computer that can just do everything, and that was a little misguided. Most of the people, they just want to get on the internet. So I started to understand where other companies, large companies like Dell and HP, have these different lines based on what sells. And I realized that basic computers sell probably the most than anybody else. That might be a big factor based on cost of living, demographics and stuff like that. But that's what I realized. Hey, you know, maybe I'm trying to go from my perspective of what a computer should be instead of the perspective of some average Joe. So after thinking about this, I realized that Ubuntu actually satisfied all the basic needs that an average computer user uses. And I think what the promotions I saw were the points of view of companies like eMachines, who offered Lindos, which now is Linspire, at Walmart's, but then found out they had a high return. And the high return was a lot of time was that, you could sell the product, but the thing is that backing up the customer to help them with that product is where it bombed. Because here's an operating system that very few people knew about, and you had to turn your back. So I had to think about that when I started putting Ubuntu on some of my machines. And so what I did was I made sure that I created links to point to help support sites right on the front page. Thankfully, our Ohio team, we have a thing called face-to-face support, and it's a ticketing system, just like you would see at any major computer manufacturer or software manufacturer, and it was primarily to just support Ubuntu. So I got that taken care of, so the support end, the customer doesn't feel like they're falling back. 2, they could call me up here directly, and I can help them out with basic things, adding a printer and stuff like that. I thought that was going to be a little more complicated, but I found out that's not the issue. A third thing that I did was make sure that each time I give one of these computers away, I spent about 5 to 15 minutes, kind of give them a rundown how everything works, how to where to find the printer, how to get wallpapers. Here's these links to get support, and then even links to how to the screencast videos, podcast videos that were very helpful for me. And also more targeted on doing the daily tasks of computer using. So they won't get stumped by saying, "Oh, I can call Tommy." Tommy comes over the place and goes, "What the heck is this?" and can totally confuse what the heck the operating system is. So I got rid of the FUD out of that area, because that's where eMachines bombed. Was they had a great idea to make a low cost-effective computer that even intrigued Walmart, but they bombed in the aspect of supporting it once it was released out to the customer. I am fortunate, because I am a small computer store, that I can, I can spend a few minutes on the phone and help with some basic stuff. And if it becomes too complicated, I call them to bring it in, and for a fee, I'll fix it up. Another thing that I do is I make sure that I use only hardware that is supported by Linux, which means that I look at chipsets on main boards, which many do support. AC97 is supported very well. That also includes InSound, because the AC97 chipset. That includes a slew of chipsets. Audio is not an issue. Wireless cards. If one does request a wireless card, I make sure to stick with Linux-supported wireless cards. You have to think about what the customer's going to have to deal with. You don't want to install anything that can't, if they had to reinstall the operating system for some odd reason and you're not there to be contacted, you want everything to just work, so they can at least get back online to get the updates for Ubuntu, so they can get the drivers on the fly. NVIDIA cards and ATI cards will use both the NV driver or the FGLRX driver on boot on installation of Ubuntu, at least with Ubuntu. I'm not sure about other distributions. So it's been roughly about a year since I started the donation program with Ubuntu, and with customers now demanding it, because I've created a demand for Ubuntu Linux in this small town. And that tells me that this is pliable. So if you're interested in this, check out your local team and see how we can help you out.